Good evening. This is Brandon McAfee, also known as Rev B Mac, pastor of St. Mark AME Church in Smithfield, North Carolina. And welcome to another episode of I got one, Midnight Manna, because it's around 12:30 at night. So Midnight Manna. I like that. I just got finished from seeing my son, Maxwell. He's still in the hospital in the NICU, but he's progressive. And so thank you all for your prayers and your thoughts as he grows stronger and healthier. One of the things I haven't really shared with anybody is the fact that the facts surrounding Maxwell's birth. He was born 7 weeks early on August 19th at 2:19 p.m. Eric and I were expecting him to come in September, but once again he came early. When I got the call from Erica to come home and pick her up, I was definitely shocked, and I was hoping that the baby was not coming yet. But when we rushed to the hospital, they said we have to get this baby out. So they did the emergency cesarean section. Um, but it dawned on me that Maxwell came at the right time. While we were expecting him 7 weeks from now, at the end of September, Maxwell came and was born at the right time. Um, in time, there's two types of time. There's Chronos time and there's Kairos time. Chronos time is chronological time. So, minutes, seconds, hours, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. How we measure quantitative time. That's Chronos time. That's how we tell time. Meet me at 6 o'clock. That's Chronos time. Kairos time in the Greek means like the opportune time, the God's time, a moment or a season when it's just right. So, in other words, while chronologically we thought Maxwell was coming in September, Kairos time, God's time, the right moment, he came on August 19th at 2:19 p.m. And a couple things confirmed this for me. So watch this. Um, One of Erica's best friends, Sherelle, she was due to come visit us. She had already purchased her ticket to come that Friday on August 22nd. She was already coming on that Friday. She had booked her tickets 3 or 4 months ahead of time. She had just planned to come time and spend time with my wife Erica. But little did she know, little did we know, while she was already coming on August 22nd, she wasn't coming to see Erica, but she wasn't just coming to see Erica, but she was coming to meet baby Maxwell. So God had already preordained and arranged her to be in Charlotte during that time. Second thing, my mother was in the Dominican Republic vacationing. My mother had a layover in Charlotte. Now, typically a layover is for about an hour, half an hour, 2 hours. And you stay at the airport and you leave, a few hours later. But my mother came in that Friday, August 22nd, but her layover, her next connecting flight, did not leave till the next morning on that Saturday. So my mom was already coming through to Charlotte. And so when she came to Charlotte, I went to the airport, picked her up. She came to see her baby grandson, Maxwell. And then she got back the next day on the plane back to DC. But she was already planning to come through Charlotte. That's God's time. That's Kairos time. So I'm getting emotional, but it's just crazy how God's work. Thirdly, one of Erica's good uncles, Uncle Daryl, he lives in Peoria, Illinois. And so, if you know anything about Illinois, it's far away. You got to catch a plane to get here. You got to drive, a few hours to get here. But Uncle Daryl was actually during a training in Athens, Georgia. Athens, Georgia is 3 hours away from Charlotte, North Carolina. So Uncle Daryl was already in a close vicinity to Charlotte. And so when he heard the baby had came and Eric was in the hospital and the baby was in the hospital, he rented a car and it was nothing for him to drive a few hours to Charlotte, North Carolina to come see about his niece and I guess it would be his nephew or his, whatever the case may be. But he was already close in the vicinity. Kairos time. Nobody knew that Maxwell was coming 7 weeks early but God. And he came 7 weeks early, the number of completion. And so while we thought he would be complete 7 weeks from now, God had already completed the work that needed to be done on August 19th. And so I say all this to say, trust God. Trust God's time. The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. And so yes, we have our chronological plans, but God has this Kairos time and his Kairos plans. And so when it's right, it's right. This is Red B Mac, man. Thank y'all for watching as usual. Do me a favor, you can check out Eric and I's story at www.ukaren.com/backslash Mommy and Maxwell and read our story and contribute if you feel led to. But nonetheless, man, I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching as usual. This is Midnight Manna. Peace.